Hello everyone, this is Krodik giving you Game 3 in a series between aTn's DarkForce versus SlayerS MMA here on Tal'Darim Altar. DarkForce spawning as the red Zerg, meanwhile MMA spawning as the blue Terran. Taking a look at the map, this resembles a lot like the Blizzard version of the map. There is a set of low ground, so Reapers and other jumping units can come inside the base here. There is a set of destructible rocks with 3 armor at this third base, not allowing a Zerg player to really mine at the minerals until they clear it. Another hatchery here, however, will open up that one gas. Back over here, MMA is spawning as the blue Terran, and we'll see what he opens up with here. MMA has been playing very consistently, opening up with a double racks pressure in each of the games so far, and that double racks pressure, very impressive. Able to set up supply, or just able to slow down and force DarkForce to set up and train up a lot of units early on, and then the timing on Shakura's plateau for his stim attack was absolutely perfect, where he started his stim, he got 2 medevacs, and he was able to move in with 15 marines and had stim complete almost at the same second as he was able to launch his attack and just deal a lot of damage. You can see that the barracks is back over here. A supply depot will be added, and we'll see what MMA goes for, as MMA opening up and now getting a refinery this time. So MMA was most likely hoping that DarkForce would not be able to scout out his base nearly as quickly. He will spot the refinery, and with the spotting of the refinery, he knows that there is not going to be any marine pressure this time. But I know that MMA will be most likely trying to apply pressure in a different form, perhaps with a factory and Blue Flame Hellions, or perhaps even Reapers. We'll just have to see how he opens this up here, as we are now getting up, training up a marine. This one drone down to 7 hit points will not be able to stick around for very long, as I believe another supply depot will be built in just a moment. Not quite sure where it is right now. So yeah, no supply depot yet, as you can see that this one particular SCV is just trying to scout out his opponent and figure out where he is. There is that supply depot now be added a little bit later. We should be getting up that factory as well, as no real reason to try to go for a fast refinery if you do not either add a tech lab on that barracks, or get a fast refinery other than get that tech lab, or build that factory here. That hatchery about to be completed back at home. DarkForce should have, or be able to run off of 2 bases in just a moment. And as long as DarkForce doesn't over-respond with Zerglings, he should be able to get a very strong economic advantage. 4 Zerglings is enough at this stage. He is training up a queen at the natural expansion. He should perhaps train a queen up at the main base as well. There are those 4 Zerglings, as I mentioned, also getting that metabolic boost, no longer getting any more gas, as the Zerg players really want to just try to open up the game with Zerglings, drones, and queens at this stage. Command center is being built behind the wall here, as we are now going into a tech lab. So that tech lab indicates perhaps we will either be going into Banshees with the starport, or perhaps Blue Flame Hellions. I cannot imagine siege tanks and a marine push just quite yet, as there is a command center being built behind this. So this would be a very strange one base all in if you were trying to go for command center as well. So we are in fact going for that Blue Flame Hellion harassment. Those Blue Flame Hellions can 2-shot drones right now. This is still patch 136. Zerglings will always be 2-shotted even after patch 140, as the drones are now making their way over here. And it looks like DarkForce should be able to get up a very strong economy, as long as he has some natural defense, perhaps 2 spine crawlers at each base. He should be able to fend off any light Hellion harassment. You can see currently sitting on 6 drones at the natural expansion, a fair number of drones back at the main base. Not quite sure why DarkForce hasn't transferred more over, as he is slightly getting diminishing returns on his drones here at the main base. You can see now upgrading the tier 2 as well. I don't see a Roach Warren just quite yet. We are going into an evolution chamber, and DarkForce trying to hold off this attack and doing a little bit of Sim City by preventing any of these Hellions from making another move out. Taking a look back over here, there is 1 Hellion. That Hellion did get 2 kills, was able to clean up some Zerglings, most likely. Yeah, able to clean up some Zerglings in the middle of the field. And now we are going into a starport, and also going into a lot more Marines. And the Hellion most likely going to try to clean up these Zerglings here. We are getting a medevac already, so it looks like we will be going for a drop in just a moment. Meanwhile, we are training up a lot more Marines as well, and I'm a little curious. Yes, there you go. MMA finally moving out with this orbital command after training a couple SCVs back at home. 33 drones versus 28. 5 drones now being trained up, so DarkForce is really power droning hard, and we'll see if this is going to be successful for him. As we now see these two Hellions looking around, Marine's going to be able to finish off that one easy Zergling there, and now the Hellions are going to have a very easy time trying to destroy all of these Zerglings that are in the middle of the field. No roaches, so DarkForce is not going to be able to use roaches to push back any of this attack here, and it looks like it's going to be a two-pronged attack, one with Marines and the other with Hellions. This is going to be very, very strange. Perhaps a cover fire drop here on, or here over here at the cliff, and it looks like, yes, it will be a cover fire. Cover fire meaning that the Zerglings cannot engage. The Hellions are going to be able to get some damage onto that Queen there. The Queen now Queen is getting focused down, and now the Hellions are trying to focus off all of those units here. It looks like one Queen will get destroyed. No, down to 5 hit points, and MMA not able to execute this cover fire drop nearly as well as he would have liked. And now this medevac is too low on hit points. Taking a look at the losses, the Zerg definitely lost a lot in that engagement, in addition to that Queen. That Queen very, very important for the macro of Zerg, as back at home there is still one Queen taking care of the lair, so that is no problem at all. Spire about halfway completed, as it looks like there's going to be a Hellion run in the backside of the base. It will be spotted by an Overlord now. 4 Hellions now running across and running inside here. DarkForce is in a bit of trouble, is going to lose a lot of drones. A drone barbecue absolutely getting torched. The Hellions not engaging, and oh, is it going to be able to escape in time, trying to perhaps shut down those Banelings? And yes, able to pick it up after those Banelings did take a little bit of damage. So very, very well played by MMA, able to push out, deal more damage. Zerglings perhaps looking to destroy what's in that cargo there. There are a couple Hellions, and oh, is this going to be enough? That one Hellion, oh, just sacrificing itself. So yeah, not a good trade at all for aTn DarkForce. There are 2 Banelings for 2 Banelings for a lot of damage on a Hellion, and that is it. The siege tanks do not have siege tech just quite yet, but a very nice timing attack from MMA. Gonna get siege tech on the way there, and there you go. There are the siege tanks. 1 medevac on the high ground. SCVs coming over to repair this medevac. The only thing offering sight up onto that high ground as Mutalisk now come in. Mutalisk gonna be able to finish off 1, 2 of those, 3 of those Hellions, and now perhaps gonna be able to destroy 1 siege tank as well. However, a Mutalisk was lost in that engagement. And now it looks like it is going to be another drop up onto the high ground, an elevator onto the high ground. The Queen's now trying to come in, but that's not looking good at all, as DarkForce just going to lose to this very, very extensive pressure from MMA. The pressure is mounting even more as reinforcements now coming in from home. More siege tanks, more Marines. There are a lot of 2 reactors back at home as well, and even on bases, the siege tanks pushing themselves up into the corner. That's those Banelings getting absolutely splashed apart, and now it looks like those Banelings getting a little bit of damage, but just not enough, as a couple Marines up on the high ground will get destroyed. But it looks like more and more Marines are still walking up the ramps, and there is the GG from DarkForce. So DarkForce losing to MMA in 3 straight games. MMA showing just the Korean dominance once more, especially against Zerg. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.